From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. A fast-moving fire has broken out now in the Hollywood Hills area of Los Angeles. About 130,000 people are under evacuation orders from 6 out-of-control LA wildfires now, still raging this morning. At least 5 people have been killed. Nearly 2,000 structures have been destroyed in 2 of the fires that have been ravaging the city from the Pacific Coast to inland Pasadena. Some members of Hollywood's elite aren't immune to the tragic losses. Reporter Rhiannon Alley has more.
Stars including Billy Crystal, Ricky Lake, and Paris Hilton losing their homes. Hilton saying, "Seeing our home in Malibu burn to the ground on live TV is something no one should ever have to experience."
Canadian resources, including from Quebec and from a BC-based company, are on the front lines of the ongoing fight against the LA wildfires. Port Alberni-based Coulson Group CEO Wayne Coulson says his helitanker aircraft have faced strong winds that delayed their launch against the fires.
Probably it'll go down as one of the toughest fights that certainly some of the fire chiefs that are 40 years been doing it in the LA Basin have seen. It's in the urban interface and it's taking out, hundreds and hundreds of homes.
There is word that fire may have claimed the life of the chief of the Manitoba First Nations Police Service. RCMP say they were called early yesterday to a house in the rural municipality of Portage La Prairie that was confirmed as belonging to Chief Doug Paulson. Investigators found human remains in the home. They say while the investigation is ongoing and the identity of the deceased has yet to be confirmed, it is believed Paulson was the one who died. A sentencing hearing is set to begin today for 3 men convicted of helping coordinate a blockade at the Canada-U.S. border at Coutts, Alberta, in protest of COVID-19 rules and restrictions. Alex Van Herk, Marco Van Hugenbos, and Gerhard Jansen were each found guilty in April of mischief over $5,000. They were charged for their roles in the 2022 blockade that was tied to the Freedom Convoy protest in Ottawa and tied up cross-border traffic in Alberta for 2 weeks. Ontario Provincial Police say an 18-year-old from Oshawa has been charged with dangerous driving following a collision yesterday on Highway 401 involving Premier Doug Ford. The collision between a vehicle and the OPP vehicle Ford was riding in happened in Pickering as the Premier was returning to Toronto from an announcement in Bowmanville. Police say officers and the staff riding in the Premier's vehicle that got sideswiped are all okay. Ford says he was okay too.
We were just driving straight. Next thing you know, you got hammered, just hammered. I'm okay. This head's like limestone. It's hard as a rock.
Police say the 2 people in the other vehicle were taken to hospital with minor injuries and add the driver has a court date late next month. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, a light schedule in the NHL was made even lighter when the league canceled Wednesday night's game between the Calgary Flames and the Los Angeles Kings in Los Angeles. The game was postponed due to the deadly and destructive wildfires raging around the city since Tuesday. The Washington Capitals doubled the visiting Vancouver Canucks 2-1 in overtime. 19-year-old BC native Connor Bedard extended his point streak to 8 games to lead the Chicago Blackhawks to a 3-1 win over Colorado. In a professional women's hockey league game on a neutral site in Vancouver, the Montreal Victoire doubled the Toronto Scepters 4-2 in front of 19,000 fans at Rogers Arena. In the NBA, the New York Knicks handed the visiting Toronto Raptors their 14th loss in 15 games, and the Cleveland Cavaliers ended Oklahoma City's 15-game winning streak by beating the Thunder. The 32-4 Cavs extended their winning streak to 11 games and will host the Toronto Raptors tonight. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.